Yo guys, what's going on? Monday to 6 here, back with the 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse GST. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start working on this thing, start fixing all the problems, all the stuff that just issues from sitting. And one of the main things on here for the rear hatch is the shocks. These are blown out. I originally had to take the passenger one and unbolt it from the hatch. It was completely seized up. The hydraulic shaft would not release from its housing, so I had to unbolt that. So you can see there's one holding it up with a piece of wood holding the other side up. So I do have some replacements here, some brand new ones. If you want to know where to get these, there will be a link down in the description. I was hoping this was going to be a simple unbolt, bolt on, but just from years of sitting in water, it looks like these bolts here have seen better days. I'm going to try cleaning them up and see if I can get them free. I'm going to clean all those up, put some PV Blaster. Might be able to use a screwdriver. I highly doubt that. Worst case scenario, we're going to have to, drill and tap these out. So that's going to be fun. Here is the driver's side. Let's come over here to the passenger side. Kind of the same thing. The water was sitting in here, and there's a drain. Where's this drain at? The drain is right there, completely full. So this channel fills with water, and unfortunately covered those bolts for quite some time and rusted them out. So if your bolts are good and not rusted, this should be a super simple job for you. But in my case, it's going to be a little more difficult. Like I said, let's clean this up, get all the debris around there, see exactly what we're working with. Hopefully we're able to get one side out easily, but let's just see here. All right, let's go ahead and get working on the 1998 Eclipse. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, let's start by removing most of this debris here. Just been sitting for a couple years. Just look at that. Yeah, when we're cleaning this thing, we don't want any debris to go back down in here. You can tell there's already a lot in there. We're going to clean that out with an air hose. Let's just get the majority of this out of here so it doesn't fall back into there. This is what I have right here. Just a little brush. You can get a toothbrush or Q-tips or whatever you want. But this is going to clean all the dirt away from those bolts. Like I said, we're just doing this just to get the majority out of here. Alright, we're going to try this next. We got some hot soapy water here. Going to pour it down the rain channel. Going to see if it goes down into here. You can see that's exactly what happens when it rains, and you can see exactly where this water would have sat and corroded these bolts here. Just the rain runs down the channel just like that and just fills up. Essentially that's where you get the rust. Now it's not draining, it's just kind of running off the back here. But let me run my rag here one more time, and then I'm going to grab the air compressor. I have my hose attachment, and then I'm going to spray down in here. Hopefully the soap lubricates this a little bit, and the warm water is breaking down whatever's stuck in that tube. So, alright, just blow a little bit of air in there. And there we go. That's all it takes to get the tubes going. Drain's working properly as it should. Let's just keep rinsing and getting all the dirt and debris out of this channel. Okay, this is what we have for the rain channel here. Look, here's those bolts. We got everything clean around it. Hopefully that's enough to grab there. It does have a Phillips head, which does look pretty rusty there. I highly doubt I'll be able to get these out, but I'm going to put some PV Blaster on it and maybe put a little heat to this. We'll see what happens. But drain, look at this, looking good. Nice and clean. All right, let's repeat this process to the passenger side. There's the passenger side here. You can tell just dirt, debris, stuff everywhere. This is where I had to unbolt it from the hatch to get the shock. It's completely seized up. Just crap everywhere. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. All right, here's the passenger side. Looking nice and clean. Look at that channel, just needed a little bit of love. Got the tube all drained. Water flows freely through it. Alright, next step we're going to do is I'm going to soak these generously with some PB Blaster. Just soak it everywhere, let it sit in there. I believe I'm going to take a little bit of heat to it. I'm going to use my torch. I'm going to take these seals away, make sure there's nothing that can get hot next to it. But I think I will need to heat these bolts up if I have any chance of getting them out. So, wish me luck. I'll do the same thing to the driver's side as well. Alright, let's get some PB Blaster on them. Okay, got my PB Blaster here. Let's blast the bolts. Gonna get it under there as well. Just let it seep into that bolt. Let it do its penetrating job. Alright, let's do the same thing to the passenger side. Just soak it real good. Alright, we'll let it sit for a little bit. Alright, looking more at these bolts here, I was like, hey, can we get to them? So I think if you take the strut tower cover off right here, you can get to the bottom of the bolt. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to put PB Blaster on the bottom of them. I'm hoping that gives me more of a chance to get them out. So I'm going to do everything I can to remove these as easy as possible. And do that to both sides. Going to put some PB Blaster on the bottom of these bolts right through here. Alright, I'm going to take the torch here and I'm going to heat up these bolts. I'm going to just apply a little bit of heat to them, just try to get these warm. But I'm going to try it on this side first. Just be very cautious when you do this. This is only in extreme cases where your bolts are rusted and seized up like mine are. If yours are not, they should come out super easy. But let's go ahead and try this. Alright, got them heated up. Put a little more PB Blaster on it. Let's see if we can get this bolt to break free. Alright, looks like we got the first one. The second one's just rounding off. We're going to hit that one later. But this first one came out pretty easy. It's a little toasty. A lot of toasty. Alright, we got the first one out. We will come back to the second one, see what we can do. But look at that. Alright. Oh, she's toasty, she's toasty. Look at that. Alright, well, that's not working. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take my Dremel here, and I'm simply just going to cut across it like this. I'm essentially going to make it into a flathead bolt. I'm just going to cut it down a little bit just on one side, and then once I get a groove into that, I should be able to take this big screwdriver here, hopefully turn it and break that bolt free. Okay, you can see right here, it's kind of what I did at the top of that bolt. Let's go ahead and take my flat screwdriver and hopefully we can twist this thing out. Alright, let's try a little more PB Blaster, and we're going to heat this thing up a little bit. Alright, as you can see, we got this thing kind of steaming here with the PB Blaster and the torch. No way. Let's get a little bit more PB Blaster on there. Just make sure that bolt's really lubricated. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. You can hear it sizzling. You can hear that bolt sizzling. That's awesome. There we go. Perfect. Now, I will need to get some new bolts, but that's the least of my worries, is getting this thing out. Oh. All right. All right, driver's side is done. Those holes are looking good. Bolts are out. I will need to get some replacements. Maybe I'll go down to Home Depot, grab some replacement bolts. But yeah, this is looking good. Let's go ahead and do the same thing the passenger side. Let's repeat the process here on the passenger side. If I have any trouble with these bolts, taking them out other than the socket, we'll go ahead and we will show that. But let's just go ahead and put some more PB Blaster on it, a little more heat, and these should come out. Fingers crossed. We are sizzling hot. Look at that. Now let's go ahead and try to remove them. Alright, front one came out. Let's go ahead and put a slot in it right here, and then repeat the process for that flat screwdriver. Just go ahead and just make one slot in it so you can fit that screwdriver in there and turn it counterclockwise. There we go. Let's go ahead and take our flat screwdriver. I'm going to put a little more PB Blaster, a little more heat on it, but that should come out just like the driver's side one. Okay, you can tell she's really hot. That's good. That means this bolt can come out super easy. Go ahead, just lubricate it. Oop. Let's go ahead and take our flat screwdriver. Come on, baby. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, son. No drilling and tapping for today. All right. Perfect. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, Big Daddy. Look at that. No snap bolts, no drilling, no tapping, nothing. Just PB Blaster, a little bit of heat. And on the back ones that were extremely rusted, just dremeled a little slot and used a flat screwdriver to get it out. Not too bad. Feeling pretty successful here on the removal of those 4 hatch strut bolts right there. You can see the 2 that I cut the flathead slot into, and the other 2 were luckily strong enough to remove with a socket. But that was awesome that these came out. Now I'm gonna go down to Ace Hardware, hopefully match these up. I know I said Home Depot, but Home Depot may not have automotive grade stuff. Definitely want to get something stainless or something that won't rust just like these ones. But let's go down there and see if we can match these bolts up, and we'll be right back to install these struts. Alright, just found some M6 by 1mm bolts. I will try to find these on Amazon and put a link in the description for them. If not, I did go down to Ace Hardware M6 by 1mm bolts. These are stainless steel, so they won't rust. Alright, let's continue installing these rear hatch shocks. Okay, we got these 2 bolts down here removed. That was the little difficult part, but they're removed. We have the hardware replacement for this. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this torque bit right here. Once this is removed, this whole shock will come off and we will be able to put on our replacement. Well, there are 2 ways of getting this off. You can use a number 40 torque right here. You can take this off, or you can use a 13mm open-end wrench and you can remove it this way, depending if this is stripped out. That is not, but either or, you can go ahead and just remove this. Okay, got the torques here. Nice, not rusty at all. Let's go ahead and remove this bolt all the way. Okay, here's a good look at the new shock compared to the old one. You can see that this will just use a ball end. There is no torque on the end, so we will just have to put that on with a socket or wrench. But looking good. They are labeled left hand, right hand, so you can't get them mixed up. But this looks like a great overall shock replacement. If you want to know where to get this, link will be down in the description. Okay, we will get this ball end on first. Let's go ahead and just threads in where the old one went. until it gets snug. All right. Next thing we're going to do is put our new M6x1s. We're going to put them right here, right where the old ones went. Thread them through here. Once they're in place, just go ahead and tighten them down. Alright. Snug them down. Alright, here comes the fun part. As you can see, we have the shock right here. The ball end is right here, so all we have to do is compress it a little bit, and then this end will snap into the ball end. Just like that. Driver's side is looking good. Look at that, brand new hardware, brand new hatch shock installed. Let's repeat this process to the passenger side. Alright, we got both shocks on the Eclipse. Look how high that hatch goes. I'm gonna go ahead and close it and open it up just so you can see how well these shocks work. Alright, those shocks seem to be working pretty good. Way better than the old ones. Alright guys, got the two new shocks on the 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse. We have the hatch operational, brand new hardware, brand new shocks. Alright guys, stay tuned. Plenty more videos to come on the 1998 Eclipse GST. Monday to 6. Out.